bamboo seeds take 5 years to sprout. It needs nurturing and watering consistently and persistently. Then the magic growth is seen 39 inches in 24 hours. Book reading session with Dr. Kiran Bedi is like nurturing the germinating minds of the youth by building them from within with skills, inspiration, and confidence so that they become the strongest yet flexible backbone of the nation.
And some of my favorite hobbies are to read books, play tennis, and draw. And I feel very recreated and recharged doing my favorite activities. And these are couple of my drawings. And these are my favorite books. Thank you.
I know how to express myself through my own words. My hobby is to read. My passion is to create, to learn, to explore. And also, I like to read some autobiographies of great peoples. Thank you so much.
Along with studies, hobbies are also important. My hobbies are playing football, kho, doing skating, sketching my favorite anime characters, and reading inspirational and motivational books.
I truly enjoy reading and writing, and I prospect to take my profound liking for literature and linguistics in the future as a career and to showcase my love for literature and language to the rest of the world. I also like dancing and singing as they are a way of expressing myself without saying words in a normal language.
I love to dance and I love to make little choreographies to songs that I already know. And this is because I've been dancing for most of my life now. I have done Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi dance. I will show you a few pictures.
Hi, I'm Samhaja and I love reading books and I love playing tennis. But for me, tennis isn't just a hobby, it is my passion, it is my driving force, and I aspire to become a great tennis player, not only to represent my family name, but to represent the spirit of India. I don't think tennis is just a sport, it is a journey to self-discovery and determination, and it is a path to excellence that I am committed to walking. Thank you.
I love reading short stories. And my favorite book is Wise and Otherwise, which is written by Mrs. Sudha Murthy. This book contains 51 short stories which teaches us some ethics. And these are the real-life experiences faced by Mrs. Sudha Murthy. And among these, my favorite one is Honesty Comes from the Heart. Thank you.
My favorite book is the Mahabharata, which is written by Rishi Vedvyas. According to me, a person who reads the Mahabharata and takes morals from the Mahabharata is always prepared to face any challenges in their own life. And also, according to me, Mahabharata, it's not just only a book, it is the way to live in your own life. Thank you.
My favorite book is Neve 90, written by Sarshi. I like this book because it teaches how to become mature, how to build inner qualities and character, and it also teaches what is right for teenagers and what is not to be done by teenagers in current age or in future.
My favorite book is The Librarian of Auschwitz by Antonio Ichebe. I tend to read a lot of social or history novels as they're so interesting and I love to learn more about our past, as our past is the only way that we can learn about our present. Thank you.
Among all the books that I have read and loved, Energize Your Mind by Sri Gaur Gopal Das has truly touched the roots of my heart, and I believe I've seen myself change and rejuvenate after reading it. I believe I have a better understanding of the working of human emotions and have been able to manage myself in a better way.
Two books have profoundly shaped my daily routine and my mindset. One, The Atomic Habits. This taught me that small changes, small habits can lead to significant results, and it helped me cultivate effective habits to lead me to success. The second one is the autobiography of Billie Jean King.
Jai Dharima. We welcome our audience. Children, very welcome. You're all doing good. Keep going. It's very important to read, to watch, to play a sport, to think, reflect. You're doing good. Ma bless you. Ma bless you. G, Mummy. They are going to introduce themselves and then talk about the film that's impacted them, and then the question answers. G.
Lovely. Let's get going. Let's go going. Let's begin with Simaja from Germany. What part of Germany?
I think the South part, Stuttgart.
How long have you been there?
I have been living in Germany for the past 8, 9 years.
What's keeping you? What class are you in?
Ninth class, ma'am.
Tell us about yourself.
I am Simhaja Kunukuntla, and I live in Germany. And I go to an international school here. And I love playing tennis, and I have big dreams to become a great tennis player when I'm older.
So, are you playing every day?
Yes, I play state tournaments and championships here, ma'am.
Good. Good. Have you followed Boom Boom Becker?
No, ma'am.
We watched Becker's long. He was a great tennis player. Greatest one, the
Yes,
greatest.
Boris Becker, yes.
I'm
I
talking
don't,
about Boris Becker.
yeah, I have watched some of his matches.
He was called Boom Boom Becker because his service was so tall that his service was like a boom boom. Who you were reading Billie Jean King too?
Yes, ma'am. I
That's
find her,
it.
she's also one of my big role models.
Read Martina Navratilova as well.
Yes, ma'am. They're one of the two people who found the WTA organization, so they're significant people in tennis.
Yeah, they would be great inspiration. Martina and Billie Jean.
Yeah.
Also Margaret Court.
Yes.
Good. So, do you plan to come back from Germany or stay back in Germany and in Europe?
I plan to stay in Germany, ma'am, because it provides more opportunities for tennis than India or Asia. So
Is tennis your family game or you picked it up?
no, ma'am. No, my family is not very oriented into sports. My father had this dream of making me a tennis player, and therefore I'm carrying it, ma'am.
Good. Well done. We could look forward to doing well. You're in the right place. The sky's the limit for you. I hope you have a good coach.
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to share. I feel highly privileged and honored to talk to you.
Good. Do a lot of weight training and other trainings required. I'm sure the coach knows what to do.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Well, go ahead. Rohini, introduce yourself from Raipur.
Hello, ma'am. Namaste. I'm so elated to be talking to you. I'm Rohini Tiwari, and I am in my sophomore year,
थोड़ा पानी
and
देंगे?
I enjoy writing and reading as my hobby. I also dance and sing, and I aspire to study linguistic sciences and language as I grow up.
Which language in particular?
Ma'am, I love English and Sanskritam, so I will take them as my elective subjects, and I dream to major in linguistic sciences.
Superb. Great idea. Sanskrit would be very sought after as we grow forward as a
Ma'am,
world
it's
language.
yes, ma'am. We are emerging as a country, and our culture it will spread its root across the world again. So I'm proud to be studying Sanskrit.
Yes, and reading our culture, our texts directly. I think it's great destiny. Great destiny. Instead of reading the translations or others, but reading them directly and then you explaining them, I think would be a great idea, isn't it?
It's so it makes me feel so intellectual as I read the Bhagavad Gita, or even when I read my textbooks, I feel happy that I'm able to understand what I'm reading. And Sanskrit is so beautiful. Every word has so many meanings and they have such beautiful meanings. They make me feel joyful as just as I read them.
Excellent. May you become one day a great Sanskrit scholar.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, what is your name? Ila? Ila? How do
Mhm.
you pronounce it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Iha.
Yeah.
Iha? Okay.
Yes.
What part of Canada are you from?
I'm from Alberta.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
And
yeah, carry on.
yeah, I'm going to school in Edmonton, and I have like multiple hobbies, but my hobbies are dancing and singing. I've taken dance classes since like the age of like 7, and I've been dancing for as long as I can remember. But I aspire to be like a surgeon one day and take dancing as my hobby.
Very therapeutic all your life. Keeps you very fit and also entertaining and being part of the culture. You got good Indian teachers to teach you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mhm.
So which part of the dance? What kind of classical dance?
I am
Bharatanatyam?
taking yes, Bharatanatyam and Kuchipudi.
Acha. So are you visiting the states which it's popular like Orissa and elsewhere in India?
Not no, not really, but I enjoy like learning about the places that they originate from.
Good. Ara, your turn. What happened to your what happened? You got a little bandage on your eye, Ara?
Now I got hurt because one of my friend kicked a football and it hit my
It
specs.
hit
So
your
specs also broke and I have to got hurt.
and your thank God your eye got saved.
Bachavo.
Yes,
You know, your eye got saved.
yes.
He's a brave boy.
So Ara, tell us about yourself. You live in Pune.
Uh, my name is Aram Mittal and I am in class 8. My hobbies are playing football, skating, kho sketching my favorite anime characters, and reading motivational and inspirational books.
Very nice. It's good small good age to be reading such books. Sai Darshini, Vijayawada.
Yes, ma'am. Warm greetings, dear ma'am. I'm Sai Darshini, studying in Vijayawada, ma'am. I study in Nalanda Vidyani Ketan from Vijayawada. So both of my parents are bankers, and I have an older brother. And in my free times, I love playing tennis, spending time with my cousins, reading short stories, and also drawing some pictures. And ma'am, I'm very glad and grateful being here, ma'am, being in this platform.
Thank you so much, Sai. How did you get it? Did you get through registration or do you get through a reference?
Ma'am, I think I got it from someone who referred me, ma'am, actually.
Very good reference. How did you all get in here? Simaja, how did you get
So,
in here? Registration or reference?
My father follows you in LinkedIn daily before when you were the governor, and I think he found the link and registered me.
I see. That's nice. Thank you. Thank your father for this.
He shows me videos of you visiting libraries, schools, and
Sweet.
I feel very proud to be part of this
Thank you.
session.
So sweet of you. Rohini, how did you come in? How did you
Ma'am,
enter
my
this?
mother once read your books when she was in high school, and she's been a fan of yours since then, and she always praises you. So she got me registered for this.
How sweet of her. And Yaha, what about you? Yaha?
My mother is a really big fan of you, and
Oh
she's been
my God.
following you for like when she was a kid. And I just picked up from like her, and I've like seen a lot of your sessions, and like I feel like really delighted to be part of this program with you.
Arav, how did you get it?
Ma'am, I got from reference my mother's sister is in school, so her students suggested her for this.
Yeah, Pune schools have been coming to us in the sessions. And Sai, you,
Ma'am,
which movie?
actually, my mother had met you, ma'am, when you're here in Vijayawada. So she was following your videos and she came through this demonstrative learning where you conduct book reading sessions, and she followed them. And finally, I got like this chance opportunity.
I'm so happy to hear because we're only trying to find out, assess how do you children connect with the demonstrative learning channel. So is it through reference or friends or registrations or word of mouth? I thought that helps us because that's why all these videos, etc., all postings help reach out, communicate. Though that's not the only communicative toolkit, but is one of them. But referral is another where you hear from each other. Okay, now today, as Saina said, you'll be talking about the movies you've all seen and what impact it left on you and why. So, Imagine we can begin with you.
Yes, ma'am. Today I wanted to talk about the movie Dangal. It is an
Although-
inspirational story about two sisters breaking the odds, breaking societal expectations, and it also shows how important dedication and hard work is. And I think it impacted me because it showed it showed how hard it is to reach your goal and have ambitions and and keep putting in the sustained effort. And you have to. It also showed me that you have to make sacrifices, and it's not always easy. And you should keep going and keep being motivated throughout the journey.
So, how did you see the movie in the theater or elsewhere?
No, my dad showed it to me in Telugu. It was not in Hindi. And I
Acha.
watched it several times because I really connected with it. I had a personal connection. And also, I connected with it because the dream was given to the sisters because of their father. And I kind of relate to it because my father also made me pursue this dream of becoming a tennis player, ma'am.
Lovely. That's a great idea. Many of us have influenced either by one single parent, a mother or a father or both. So was daddy. My family game was also tennis. And daddy was a regular tennis player. We all played. Saina played. We all played. It was a family game. We all played tennis. It's a great game. Yeah, it's a great game.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Rainy, what is your family a favorite cinema which you saw, a film?
Ma'am, I thought about it a lot and I came to the conclusion that I was really affected by Kesri when I watched it. I truly welled up as I was watching it, and it's so touching because as I left the theater, I felt myself change. I felt the feeling of patriotism inside me, and I believe that it affected me even more because the people there weren't expecting a fight and they had the choice to leave, but they decided to stay. And before that day, I always fretted and I was proud of the Indian Army, but I always thought I could never leave my family and go there and fight and die. But that day, it changed something inside me because all of them had someone waiting at their homes for them. Yet they stayed, they fought, and they martyred. But it was brutal. The fight, everything they did, it was tough and it was brutal, but they stayed just for the country. And it's even more sad because it was a fight between people who were once a part of our own nation. That's what that's what made me feel even sadder and prouder after watching the movie.
Super. Wonderful choice for both of you. You were, yeah? Which movie impacted you?
The movie that impacted me was 2018 about the flood that happened in Kerala. And I just felt so inspired by the main character that like chose to go upon his way to like help other people during the flood, to like assist other people and to make sure that they're safe, risking his own life in the process. And I feel like that's like really great leadership and initiative to show.
Say the name of the movie again.
2018.
2018. Good. Thank you. Arav, yours? Yours?
Ma'am, my favorite movie is Maidan, so I am going to tell you about it. This newly released film depicted the life of football coach Syed Abdul Rahim. He resonated profoundly. Rahim's story of dedication and resilience has inspired me to pursue my goals relentlessly. Despite obstacles, he made Indian team more powerful and won Asian Games two times in 1951 and 1962. Maidan has reignited my passion for sports and reminded me of its transformative power of India. Even though after 1970 India suffered lot, I still believe in India that AIFF can still improve to get qualified in World Cup and Asian Games. In essence, this movie has reminded me of the importance of perseverance, leadership, teamwork, and excellence. I eagerly anticipate experiencing the full story and being further inspired by Rahim's remarkable legends. Thank you.
Good. Lovely. There is enough evidence of your love for football right written on your head, on your forehead. It's written there. That's resilience. You get it. That's great. It's like getting up every time you fall. That's what makes a champion. Sai Drishri, Sai, which one is your movie? Switch on your mic.
This Ma'am, the movie I have chosen is Dangal. This movie has a very special place in my heart,
Dangal, Dangal,
and
like Simhata. Oh, wow.
this movie has a very special place in my heart. And this movie is a real life story based on Mahavir Singh. So here, so he encourages his two daughters to participate and prove that girls are no less than boys. So, and the main point which I have learned from this movie is throughout the movie, they show us how willpower works, and finally, she wins the championship with her willpower. And also, this movie is the eye opener of stereotypic notions of the society. And this movie also taught me that when how one person loses the focus on the game when they are not monitored properly. So and the conclusion which I want to give is uh, sports aren't only for boys. Both boys and girls are equally they should equally be encouraged in sports, and sports is all about stamina and hard work we put in. Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, I agree, Sai. To be all rounder in your life, sports plays the rounding role. It plays the rounding role. It makes you exceptional. It makes you stand out. And the more you played and also competed, because that gives you the extra resilience, extra stamina. Because while you're mentally enduring education, school, learning, you're also playing with your mind, body, soul. So you are becoming all rounder. So sports, boys or girls play, makes you stronger human being. So do play sports, keep up with sports. Or sports, it makes you also takes you outdoor. But culture also plays a great role. Like Iha does dancing. But even a sport, dancing or a sport like this, an activity which makes you more all-rounder, makes you compete, challenges because it challenges you. Every competition challenges you to do better. Like every examination challenges you to prepare and study and do better and also get your results. So is it a sport. When you play well, you get the result. isn't it? Good. So we've had the first round of movies. Thank you for choosing very good movies. You've chosen very inspirational movies, all of you. But I'm very happy to see this choice of the youngsters. Very good. Okay, let's Sana. We got Shreya. Shreya,
Okay.
Shreya, tell us about yourself. We missed you earlier.
Hi ma'am, my name is Shreya and I'm from Bihar and I'm student of class 10th. My hobby is reading. My passion is to create, to learn, to explore. And my favorite book is the Mahabharata. And I like to read some autobiographies of great people, just like Mahatma
And,
Gandhi, Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Bhimrao Ambedkar, etc.
and your movie?
Your movie, beta?
My favorite movie is my favorite movie is 12th Fail and also Mission Mangal.
You all chosen some interesting movies, patriotic also. Patriotic, warlike, fighting spirit, patriotism, some amazing. Lovely choices. Lovely choices. Thank you so much, youngsters. Proud of you. Proud of your choices. Probably, who introduced you to this movie? Who told you to watch this movie? Shreya? Can you hear me, Shreya? She's not hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
Why? Who introduced you to watch this movie?
Ma'am, my mother is introduced me to watch this movie
Great.
because she is ready to always support me. Sometimes when I feel depressed, so they told me कि tension नहीं लेना है, सब कुछ अच्छा होगा. She is always ready to support me. So my mother has told me कि तुम ये movies देखो, better होगा.
इनफैक्ट ये बड़ा अच्छा आइडिया है. सब जने एक सिलेक्ट करो अच्छी ऐसी मूवी, और मूवी बहुत इंस्पिरेशनल होती है, ये इसमें दो डाउट नहीं है. एक बुक पढ़ने से और
Yes,
एक
ma'am.
1.5 घंटा ऐसी लाइफ स्टोरी सुनने से बहुत इम्पैक्ट करता है, क्योंकि वो विजुअल भी है ना. क्यों मूवी इम्पैक्ट करती है? बिकॉज उसको देख भी रहे हो और सुन भी रहे हो, फील भी कर रहे हो, इजंट इट? आप देख भी रहे हो, फील भी कर रहे हो और सुन भी रहे हो, और दिल से धक धक भी हो रही है उसके लिए. तो वो क्या करती है, वो आपके दिल में बैठ जाती है. So when you see a good movie,
Yes, ma'am.
it settles inside you. In fact, one of the best movies to see all the time whenever you have the 2nd October or 30th January or elsewhere is seeing Gandhi again and again. You get the whole freedom movement with you. And it revises you about how India got its freedom. It inspires you further. And it also continues to recharge patriotic fervor. So always on a patriotic day of that kind, search for such movies or such documentaries. They are very, very recharging. And today they are all available as a documentary. You can search, or you can search anyway. So search either a documentary or a movie on a patriotic, on a day of national integration. All right. So Saina, should we go to Q&A now?
Ji, ji.
Okay. So Simar, what is your question?
My question, ma'am, was about if you had any strategies from your past experiences to overcome a mental block where you face mental, I guess, discouragement, because when you consistently manifest your dream and put in effort and you don't see progress, you get frustrated, as we are all humans, and you struggle to stay consistent. So I just wanted to know if you had any strategies to navigate yourself through these kind of situations.
I think one of the biggest strategies I've followed, and which you can consider following, is find a mentor in the family.
Okay.
Rather than pouring your heart out on a friend who may be only your age and not experienced enough. If you trust, have a father as a friend, elder
Yes.
sister as a friend, elder brother as a friend, Mummy as a friend, nobody better. And the
Yes.
why I would say choose a family as a member of the family, choose because they already know you.
Yeah. Yes.
So rather than going in for a counselor outside, go to a family friend, go to family, father, whomever you trust, and who will listen to you, understands you, and then you can trust them on what they guide you. You will never doubt them.
Yes, ma'am.
And it's not a commercial thing that, oh, you're paying a fee to a counselor and the counselor is giving you this. No, it is,
Yes.
they love you. So it's a loving relationship, a respecting relationship, trusting relationship. I think the ideally is to have a friend within the family, not an
Yes.
outsider, preferably not an outsider. Outsider could be an outsider friend who may be a best friend, but you never know when the best friend may not be the best friend. And
Yes.
then you'll be worried about, oh, she knows my secret. She knows my weakness. And I went to her one day and she said, oh, I know, I'll tell my you asked me this.
Yes.
So never, therefore, do not, ideally would be somebody from within the family. Ideally.
Yes, ma'am.
This you will also feel relaxed. Oh, I haven't said anything to an outsider. तो डरोगे नहीं कि वो बता ना दे.
Yes.
Or in another case, rather than a young friend, is a teacher whom you trust.
Yes.
Again, a teacher knows you, a class teacher. Teacher
But,
acts as a guru.
yes.
So it's a guru. Or third, spiritual guru. It's
Yes.
like if you trust somebody, again, it's a trusting spiritual relationship. I'm talking about spiritual, not दुनियादारी की दोस्ती.
I don't understand Hindi, ma'am.
So it's not a friendship. It's not casual friendship. It's
Okay.
not class fellows. No, not class fellows. No, not
Okay.
ideally would be father, mother, brother, teacher, or a spiritual teacher.
Yes, ma'am.
Like in the church, many go to their priest. Many in Hindus would go to their own Swami, whom they trust. Right?
Yes.
So it's a spiritual teacher or a mother. So I would rather say first preference should be family.
Okay,
Saying
ma'am.
I'm in doubt, and that's how it was. This is how it was with me. I had daddy is my friend, my father is a friend. So if you can have somebody like that, it really works. Try that first. Therefore,
Yes.
means cultivating a trusting relationship with your family.
Okay.
That means you need to communicate on a regular basis.
Okay, ma'am.
Like you seem to be close to your father for reasons of tennis. So make him a friend, make him a trusting relationship, and clear your doubts with him. Saying, I'm in a little doubt. What do you think I could do? Take their counsel. Because they've got life's experience as well. And you
Yes.
know, whatever they guide you will be only for your interest.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay?
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
Preferably, class fellow should be the last,
Okay.
not the
But
first.
what if you're trying to navigate by yourself? What if you have no one around you? Like
Then you
when
write a journal. Then you write a regular journal.
okay.
Then you write a journal on do's and don'ts. That means you speak to yourself.
Okay.
So supposing you don't have a family friend close by and you don't want to go to a class fellow, then write a journal
Okay.
saying that means you pick up a piece of paper and say, I have this point, whatever comes to your mind on the why and the what and the who and the where.
Yes.
And then start talking to yourself and crossing what is good for you and what is not, which means that you become two in one.
Yes, ma'am.
You become Simhaja 2. So Simhaja 1, Simhaja 2.
Yes, ma'am.
So supposing another Simhaja is coming to you with an issue, what would you tell her?
Okay. Yes.
So then write a journal.
Yes, ma'am.
Then that means talking to yourself and analyzing yourself,
Yes, ma'am.
being your own friend.
Yes.
So talk to yourself through your diary or through your journal or through your notes. And then you can visit it back to say, on this day, this is what happened. And this is what I thought. And this is what I resolved. And then look at the pros and the cons. And then you can go back to it, say, did I make a mistake? Maybe when you reflect back. Then it's safe. Will it work?
Yes,
Simon?
yes. Thank you for your advice, ma'am.
Journal writing is a good habit all your life.
Yes.
Mental journal, but physical journal. Even piece of paper and write, or a note and a diary.
Yes.
Ida, what about you? Your
Uh,
question?
my question, ma'am, was that like you're such an influential person to like a lot of people, right? Have you ever been shut down, and how do you combat that situation? How do you like move forward from being like not valued or like not given a chance to speak?
I would honestly share with you teenagers at the moment that this is a very important part of your life to build your foundation of your value systems. And value systems will not get created without your doing good reading and good viewing and good listening and good watching. Now, in that, and also good experiencing. When you watch around, you've got to see what you don't like happening.
Yeah.
It's not that becoming part of that what you don't like, it's to reject what you don't like.
Yeah.
And you should think for yourself, why are you not liking it? Somebody telling lies and you laugh at it. But you should within saying this is something wrong which I shouldn't do. Or you dislike it, or you reject it. You should know why you're rejecting it. Somebody not speaking, somebody not with good manners. Observe it and then dislike it, not telling him, but dislike it within. See, because you could be in that position and others be watching you.
Hmm.
This is the time for all of you teenagers to become very sensitive about your value systems, your habits, your way of thinking, your way of disciplining and living style, eating style, dressing style, thinking style, friend style. All this is very important foundation. You're building a foundation over which you're going to build structures, a professional structure, a personal structure, a social structure, a health structure, a relationship structure. See, there's so many relationships, so many things which are going to happen. You will have a family, you'll have friends, right? You will have your profession, and then you'll have professional relationships, and then you'll have others around you seeing you. So you'll have a social life. Who are you? I would say at the moment, build your foundation, a foundation which is value based. But how would you build your value base? If being conscious that I am brick by brick every day building my foundation. And which brick am I laying? Which brick am I choosing? A weak brick or a strong brick of integrity, honesty? And how will you get that? By doing good reading, good viewing. See, you've all seen some very good movies. That's building structure. You liked Brave Girls. You loved seeing the role of a father. You've seen Sacrifice for the Country. These are the movies you've seen. Love for the country, sacrifice for the country, come what may. So these are all character habits. Courage, hard work, all this is your foundation. These are all bricks of a character. These are also habits, but these are bricks of character. Once you do that, you have answers to your question. And then you can become a self guide. You'll be able to be your own friend. Because
Yeah.
in the end, as you grow, just as when you were small, you created your habits. Now you're reaping those habits. Now you need to identify what you want to correct and build or rebuild. This is the time before it's late.
Mhm.
It's a very important time. That's why we've kept the age group only 14 to 16 by and
Yeah.
large. 14 to 16 is a very important turning point
Mhm.
before it becomes 17. So if you can build your foundation, the question you're asking me, you will be able to self answer.
Mhm.
So reading habit, right friends habits, right talking habits, right time management habits,
Mhm.
right food habits,
Mhm.
right sleep habits. right studying habits. These are very, very important parts of your life, all of you. I'm giving an answer which will benefit all six of you and answer many of your questions. And that is what will set you apart from the rest of the friends, because you will have self growth. It's like self growth because you self managed it while taking care of the support of your parents and your teachers. But the kind of influences you people, you teenagers, are going through, distractions and distractions in particular, and options, you have to be very careful in your choices.
Yeah.
As I said today in the morning nutrition, the choice is in your hands, but remember the consequences you'll suffer or rewards you'll bear. So choice is in your hands. You make a choice. But whatever choice you make, the consequences of that choice you will bear. It's a reward also, it's a punishment also. So how do you make choices? So how do you make choices? It's an everyday choice. You're making choices every day, every moment of your life.
Yeah. Thank you
So
very much.
that's the generic answer I thought I'll give you because that answers many other questions. So what was your question? Have you
That was
forgotten?
that was my question.
What
Like
was your question?
my question was like how to like improve with like how to go forward when you're being held back by your peers or being like peer pressure to do something.
There, those will be there. So you need to recognize which is negative pressure and what is positive pressure. You'll have
Yeah.
good friends and friends will be envious of you. And if you don't performing well, somebody, oh, you're not so good. He's or she's better. She's better. So that's why you said, I'm very happy she's better. I like to be her as well. I'll go and learn from her. So look at it from that positive angle
Yeah.
and not looking it from, oh, they pull me down and I get depressed. They say, thank you very much for telling me. I love to watch her. I like to
Mhm.
watch her dance. So look at it from a positive angle to learn. So people will judge you by teasing you like this. So don't get teased. Arif, your turn.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I have a doubt. If I am good in both studies and uh, sports, so what should I choose? Because I have two idols. One is Cristiano Ronaldo and my father, because he always motivates me. So I'm always confused.
If you're good in studies and if you love sports and you're good in studies, then you know what? You are 200%. You are 200%. Not 100%. You're 200%. So that means you're gifted. If you like sports and you can manage time well, you can do both. And then a stage will come when you will finally do a switch, football or my career. That's it. Let that stage come. At the moment, do both. This is an age for you to do both.
Ma'am, but in future, I'm worried.
You don't have to be worried already. It's too early to be worried about that. There's no time to worry. You are with your parents. Play and study. And you have your teachers, you have your parents. You have nothing to worry. Worry is of your teachers and your parents, not yours. You enjoyed playing, you enjoy dancing, you enjoy playing tennis, and you enjoy the school. That's it. Your task is to enjoy fully what you're doing and immerse yourself in that. When you're playing football, just play football and love it. When you're studying, just study and love it. That's it. This love, two-pronged love, will make you truly lovable and precious. Thus, worry is not, there is no time for worry. This is not your age for worry. This is an age to give it all, whatever you like doing. You're dancing, give it all. You're studying, give it all. You play tennis, give it all. You play football, you give it all. You give it all. This is an age because you are secure. You got your family and you got your school. What's your worry? Why should you? Are you worried about your school fees?
No,
Are you worried about getting food cooked at home?
No.
Are you worried about paying a rent in your house?
No.
Are you worried about good food for yourself?
No.
Then what? Why are you worried? What is your worry? What's your worry? When you're already protected and you're provided for. So your parents who are providing you everything, school providing you everything, just do best whatever you're in and thoroughly enjoy. This is a time to enjoy and love what you do. And be attentive. When you're playing, you play. And when you're studying, you study. And when you're preparing for exam, you prepare. And when you're playing for a football match, you play. And don't worry about winning or losing. Just enjoy. Give it your best. And when you give it your best, good results will come. Don't worry about the result. It will come because you've given it your best. If this habit is inculcated, this will be a character trait for you. There'll be winners and losers and winners every time. You one day will lose, you will one day win. The sports teaches you to lose and win both. Sports teaches you to get hit and hit others. It teaches you both. Of course. That's what the sport teaches you. It teaches you to lose and win and lose. You're not going to win all the time, and you're not going to lose all the time. You will play to win. It could lose. Somebody plays better. What happens in football World Cup? People prepare for five years, and yet some of them loses in the end. But that doesn't mean it was not worth the preparation. The fact that they made it to the World Cup is itself is a victory. After that, it's a matter of chance because there's so many players playing all the time. There's so many people in the team, and there's such a difficult paper which may come. When somebody else is laying down the paper examination, you have to study well, intelligently. That's all. So this is the time for your age. That's why we call your group to help you make your foundations. And you will see, you will be a different person. You're not going to stay wherever you are forever. This time is going to fly. You move to the next level, next level, next level. You keep growing. But this foundation will be your base, which will be your strength of resilience, courage, discipline, hard work, love for work, concentration, fitness, choices, all this, love for the elders, gratitude, giving, preparation, all these are your foundations. Right, Arun? Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
I was also
Yes.
good in studies and games. And see how far it took me? I was a tennis champion of my time and I was a topper in my academics. See how far it came? I was studying when somebody else was waiting for a turn. I was traveling, studying with books when I was traveling for my matches. I used my time the way I could. But I loved doing whatever I was doing at. Not gossiping away, but also having friends. But that didn't mean I did not have friends. So I'm only giving you an example that it works. We all have time to do what we love to do. So do it, and then a stage will come. You'll say, "No, I want to choose a profession, or I want to be a footballer." That's your choice at that time, not now. At the moment, just play and study, and don't worry. You worry is not yours. Worry is of your teacher or your parents, not yours. Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
Sai Darshini, your turn.
Ma'am, the question I would like to ask you is, how can I, as a student, implement extra mile in my in this world of distractions?
That extra mile means extra mile will come only when you run your basic miles. First of all, are you running? Supposing you're a champion, you're working on a sport and you want to be a champion. And the coach tells you, run every day 3 miles before you or in the morning. You're running 3 miles. First of all, ask yourself, am I running my full 3 miles? If you're running the full 3 miles, now comes what is the extra you want to do and why you want to do. and how much you want to do. So before you talk of the extra mile, ask yourself, am I completing my miles? So means if this is the course text which I've been given, am I completing this text well? Then comes my level of revision. Revision is extra mile. Self-test is your extra mile. So first ask yourself, am I doing my course reading well, thoroughly, researching it? Then comes, am I revising it? Okay. Extra mile would be a second revision. Extra mile would be a self-test. Extra mile would be somebody else taking your test before you take the test. But are you completing your course well? Right? Understand? Extra
Yes,
mile
ma'am.
will give you that extra mark. But you have to first complete what you have in hand. How can you talk about the extra mile without completing the basic miles? Isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
I remember my dad telling me, Papa,
Yes, ma'am. I have read in your book, ma'am.
yes, that's it. And after he said, now 7 rounds, now I said, Daddy, I've done my 7 rounds. He would say, okay, now 1 mile, extra round for the trophy. But I'd done my basic miles, isn't it? Then I would see, can I stretch my stamina more? And that extra mile gave me that extra confidence, the extra belief that I worked extra. Why would I not do better? But I have to run my basics first. So that's the point.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Rohini, your turn.
I once saw your interview in which you talked about fears, and ma'am, my question is, I'm often overwhelmed by fears and anxiety because there is so much competition around me, and it's not about job, it's not about education, it's all about graduation and how much marks I score, and I and the environment I'm in, especially because I'm all around me. I'm in the advanced classes, so everyone around me is way better than me. So, how do you suggest I overcome the fears about success or about losing someone or something and not being where I dream to be?
Okay. Number one, you have to stop comparing yourself with others. First message, do not compare yourself with others. Oh, somebody's better than me. Somebody's got more marks than me. Look at yourself first. I ask you to go home today and write your strengths. This is a ask Simaja, write a journal. This applies to all of you. Write your strengths, write your weaknesses, write your opportunities, and write your threats. First, write them down. What are your strengths? Every one of us have our strengths. Every one of us have our weaknesses. Everyone. All of us have our weaknesses. And every one of us have opportunities. And we also have some threats. So ask yourself, am I working on my strengths? These are my strengths. Okay, now I've got these weaknesses. Don't say, I am weak. I am not better as you. I'm weak. What do I do with this weakness? Oh, I don't study enough, I don't concentrate enough, or I don't spend time enough, I don't practice my mathematics enough, or I don't revise enough. Put your weakness as a habit. Start working on them. Start working on one by one your weakness. Have a
Ma'am,
plan to check the weakness. Yeah.
ma'am, I also wanted to say that in another interview you talked about journaling, and a couple of years ago I heard it and it stayed with me, and that's why I tried to be more um, I try to write as better as I can and be more expressive, but I cannot overcome the anxieties because they every night before I sleep uh, I'm reached out by some anxiety that knocks me and says you haven't done well enough today as well.
You have to become a compassionate person to yourself. All right. Every day write what are the right things you did. Appreciate yourself. At least give yourself marks for the right things you did. I'm sure every day you do something nice, something right. Mark, give yourself a credit for that. Then you identify areas where you could do better and plan to do better next. So focus not in anxiety and worry and self doubt. Focus on action for tomorrow. It's all in your mind, Rohini. It's in your mind. Your mind is holding you back. You are holding yourself back by your negative thinking, by self doubting. Don't self doubt. Self doubt in comparison with others complexes you. Confidence comes by belief in yourself, by doing your own work and just doing it. I've done my best. You cannot be Simhaja, Ila, Arav, or Sai. You are Rohini. You're not others. Rohini is Rohini. And this is who I am. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm capable of. This is what I like to do. And this is what I'll do. And this is how I'll do. For that, you have an action plan, bit by bit. I think one of you read a book where say every day Ikagai, as Japanese say, Ikigai is like every day do something more and you start doing coming long distance. Do that. Do that Japanese strategy of everything small, every day small. In the 30 days, you'll have come such a long mile. So in the night, when negativity comes in, replace it by no, I have to reward myself. I did it today. I did it today. And I clap for myself. Learn to reward yourself. Be compassionate to yourself. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
साइन साइन हो गया बेटे सबका
जी
साइन का हो गया
हाँ उसका एक बच्चे का इंटरनेट व्हेन शी कम्स बैक देन
ओके हाँ दैट्स द वन फ्रॉम बिहार the student from Bihar. Okay, Saina, go ahead. Your turn now, finally, to do a little wrap up.
You all are beautiful and you all know a lot. You all are lovely. And Arav, you're a brave boy, good boy. keep playing and keep studying. You already know life. I'm asking you a simple question. You can today is a little tough day for me also to tell you exactly because I'm feeling so much for all of you. Okay. Tell me, children, you can be reading all the cookbooks in the world, but you don't enter the kitchen. This is for all of you. You can read all the cookbooks. You can know the names of all the ingredients. You can know all the recipes. But you just don't enter the kitchen. How are you going to cook? And cooking starts where? You have to procure the ingredients. You must know how to buy your ingredients. Where will you get them from? You must be able to cover the distance. You must know how to switch on the gas. You must know how to hold the knife and cut, chop. You must know which utensils go with what. You must know the cooking time. And give me a moment for this. And what do you do after you cook? You must know how to clean up. You can't leave the kitchen dirty. So for a lot of people, cooking is just cooking. No. Cooking is gathering everything, cutting and chopping, cooking, washing, cleaning, and cleaning up. And then making sure it's all safe there, and then coming out and then enjoying your meal and sharing the meal with everyone. And saying a prayer before you eat that meal. Because who gave you the strength to do all of that? You were not on auto. your maker, your faith gave you the strength to do all of that. How did you do all of that? How did it come to you? That's life. You have to engage with life. And life and growing up is a process. So don't get disheartened. There is nothing to get disheartened. Engage with life. Value life. Value the gift of life. And if you can, I'm not going to say more than this right now because I want you to take this home with you. Completely engage with life. It's your life. A very precious gift of life has been given to you by your maker, by your Ishta. You have to go through that beautiful process. But do it with gratitude.
Every day.
Then it's going to be worth it. Life is not a burden. There is nothing to get overwhelmed by. There is somebody protecting you, watching you, loving you. God's grace never abandons anyone. It's with each one of you. And बच्चों के लिए तो specially रब रखा. Engage with life with gratitude. You see everything blossoming for all of you. Learning is also blossoming. If you fall and get up, it's blossoming. If you have a tough day and you have risen up, it's blossoming. If you've switched on the light, it's blossoming. If you've handled a tough emotion, it's blossoming. If you've been confused for a few days and then you found your answers, blossoming. What is there to be worried of? What is there to be afraid of? Engage with life. With gratitude, with faith. And then everything else will stem out of it. The tenacity, the hard work, the patience, the skills. All that you need to engage with life, your ingredients, that perfect ingredients will emerge. You know, they say there's a blend of coffee and there's a blend of spices. Make yourself a perfect blend of emotions. Be a beautiful blend. Keep adding and be that lovely blend which grace will approve of. Be a blend of emotions that the Almighty will approve of. And I'm leaving this last thought with you. Whenever you're in confusion and you don't know what to do, ask yourself, what will my highest force, what will the highest maker, what will God approve of? What will the higher consciousness approve of? What will the higher self approve of? Then pure wisdom will flow through.
So when you write your journal, get that blessing and sleep with this prayer of gratitude. All of you, thank you for the day. Thank you for all that you taught me. Give me the strength to learn more next time. Say thank you and pat yourself back. I did well. I'm going to do better tomorrow. Okay, children? So we'll stay connected on the book reading. Shivani will be sending you every morning a morning nutrition, a good thought, positive thought for all of you. You can share it with your friends around because that's your thought then of that day. It's a thought given to you and it's your thought for the next day and with your friends. So you can go and share it with your circle of friends. Positivity. So you will be every morning greeted with positive thought, morning nutrition when Shivani will be sharing with you. Okay? And we'll stay connected on the book reading session and we'll be celebrating Diwali. We'll all celebrate New Year also through the information technology methods. So we'll stay connected. And who knows, we run into each other as we grow. God bless you and all the best. Thank you for joining us.
Carry a lot of love with you. Carry a
Thank you.
lot of love with you.
Thank you, Simaja.
Thank you, ma'am.
Lots of love.
Thank you, Yeha.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Arif.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Lots
you,
of
Sai.
love.
Thank you,
Thank you, Rohini.
Jai.
And thank you, Shreya. We missed Shreya today. Poor girl. We'll probably re-invite her.
Lots
Okay?
of love. Achha.
I know,
Lots of-
re-invite Shreya for the next
Ji.
session.
Ji.
God bless. Okay, bye-bye.
Lots of love to all of you. Do well. Do well. Lots of
Thank
love.
you, ma'am.
Carry on. Jai
Thank you,
Sai.
ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.